high school is hard enough, but then you throw Satanic Panic in the mix and things get even weirder. So let's just jump into these characters and what they're going through.
I think there's quite a bit of ups and downs for our characters over the course of the season. They're going through a lot of the normal growing pains of teenage adolescence into adulthood. But that's all set on the backdrop of, the 1980s and the Satanic Panic and heavy metal music. And our three characters are, in fact, in a heavy metal band called Death Crunch. And I think that creates a bit of a great starting place for an interesting story being told in a small town called Happy Hollow.
What was that audition process like with the music aspect?
They
They
said nothing.
Yeah, they said
Do
nothing.
it.
They said
Didn't even
nothing.
get to do anything.
Yeah, there was no musical stuff in the audition. It was just like a regular audition process, but it was long. It took about 6 months.
I think there was a little note that said like have music experience, and we were like, okay, cool. And then we got there and we're like, oh wait, we actually have to have music experience. You actually want me to play the bass guitar and sing, and MJ has to, do the real guitar and Kezii on drums. So, it was definitely a big group collaboration, but we did band camp for like a month once we got there in order to get fully metal and ready.
That's so cool. So you were totally immersed in that world. Were you a fan of heavy metal music going in? And was there a favorite song that made it into the show?
I was a huge metalhead. I was really happy to see that my character, was also.
I enjoy metal music, but I think I enjoyed it even more over the course of the show, and it really gave me a great opportunity to kind of dive in and learn more about metal music than I thought I ever could. And now I'm like a crazy huge Metallica fan. My lock screen on my phone is For Whom the Bell Tolls, and yeah.
I had like for a couple years now. Sometimes heavy metal would find its way into my playlist, but the show was like a complete excuse to just go off the rails. And I wanted to go to a part of the question that you asked. There is one song that got into the show. It's from Def Leppard, because Def Leppard is also one of my favorite bands. And that was something I thought was really cool. I think it's in the dance scene. And I was like, there's no way you guys pulled that off.
It's wild. I mean, it really does. I was saying before, like you do feel like you're transported back to the 80s, but it is still so relevant today. I obviously don't want to give any spoilers away, but I do want to hear from the three of you. What kind of ride do you think audiences are going to go on watching this season?
The craziest roller coaster on Six Flags.
There, you will never know what's coming. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, we are going to come at you with another twist.
Left turn.
Incredible writer Matt Scott Kane, who in fact takes you on a journey with so many different characters and their stories. And even when you think you have one thing figured out, you're never going to have it all figured out. Not until the end, and then into future seasons. So you just have to watch and tune in for all the twisty turns.
Yeah, pretty much piggybacking off of what they said, it is a psychological roller coaster, and I genuinely think it's a feat in the genre because we stay there. Not only do we stay in the psychological thriller genre, but we expand on it, and I think that is something audiences will like.